Hello, viewers. Welcome once again to your very own STAVKÁ podcast. Today we have with us Bharath Thammineni sir, who is an avid mountaineer and has summited 8,000 meters. In today's episode, we'll talk about his early life, what attracted him towards mountaineering, what are the challenges that he faced during his expeditions, and we'll also talk about his organization. In today's episode, we'll also take some suggestions from him for aspiring mountaineers who want to do expeditions in the future. We hope you enjoy this episode. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. Welcome to
Hi.
STAVKÁ podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. So, sir, we'll start. We'll like to start with your early life. If you can tell us a little bit about your childhood.
Yeah. So Aditya, so childhood, normally, I started, okay, till fifth and all, okay, fine. I studied in my hometown. After that, uh, by seeing my, mischievous and all, my father sent me to boarding school. I started my boarding school from standard sixth. Okay. So it's kind of a Sonic school model. Okay. So we were in that
Okay.
kind of discipline and not only studies and all, we are completely, my school, nowadays I'm not seeing like any such schools. Okay. Which they give equal importance to sports and at the same time studies. Okay. It should be a 50-50%. Now you see, it's all 80-20-90-10. Sports is in some schools, sports is nothing. But in our school, a lot of importance to the sports. Okay, that's how at that age, even from sixth standard, we used to go for trekkings. Behind our school, there's a very small hills. I studied in Andhra Pradesh. I'm from Andhra Pradesh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I studied in a place called Guntur. So behind that, there are small hills, and a small jungle kind of. Okay, so we used to go, trekking, kind of. That started that time. Okay. So after my 12th, and again, 12th, I started, I did my graduation from a hill station called Ooty. Okay. So which is in Tamil Nadu. Okay.
Yeah.
Again, even if you see our college, it used to be in a valley, surrounded by few hills. Okay.
Okay.
So that's how that interest started, though I can't tell people, it's all imbibed in my thing, somewhere mountains came inside me. Okay, I completed my graduation in 2010. Okay, then I started I don't want to go for any kind of job. I'm not interested, even from my childhood, whatever I love, whatever it makes me interest, then only I'll go for it, so I just used to be travel around. I started I went to lot many places in India just as a traveler. That time I started knowing about mountains. Okay, people, at that age, I what in 2011, 12, at that time I don't know, okay, people go climb big mountains and all. Okay, so in this traveling journey, I came across there are okay big mountains. People start when people go climb for it kind of. That's how I started searching more about mountains and all. Okay, so obviously, even I'm telling, at that stage, we only come across one mountain, which is called Everest. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't know all other mountains, we don't know what is Dhaulagiri or what is Lhotse or what is Kanchanjunga and all. Okay. So, okay. We know, I came to know, okay, people train and climb Everest. That's how my journey started. Okay. I attended mountaineering courses. Okay. After that, 2015 was my, first year as a, as at least a little professionally kind of. I tried Mount Everest in 2015 after completing my courses, which was not happened. Okay. Because of Nepal earthquake. Okay. I was in that. Okay. The whole expeditions, all the expeditions that season got cancelled. Okay.
Yeah.
So again, after that, again, the next time I went to Everest, that's how, my journey into mountaineering started.
Yeah. So the first one for you as well was Everest.
Everest,
Yeah.
Everest. And not only me, I'll tell you, right? Most of the
Yeah.
people, it's just because
Yes.
of lack of awareness. Nothing else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that too, okay, nowadays people are knowing, but that time, nothing we know Everest,
Yeah.
we have to climb Everest. That's it.
There's a lot of press around Everest also. So maybe that is the reason why people only know about
Correct.
Everest and not any
Everest.
other mountains.
Correct.
Yeah. So what attracted you towards mountaineering? You told us earlier that you had an exposure to mountains and everything, but what was the attraction for you to go ahead and climb that?
Okay, like I told you, right? Like, from my childhood, okay, at least I've seen that trekking kind of concept. Okay, that was
Yeah.
there. And again, in my college, 4 years of my education is in Ooty, surrounded by hills. My college surrounded by hills. So that was came. And, motivational motive, generally see, for example, from my school, my school strength was around like 700, 800, and I'm the one like who came out, because we can't tell only these points, okay, school we have treks, in college I was, but I'm the only one came out, though, I mean, no one couldn't means no one thought of it, they are in other, I mean, good professionally settled and all, but not into mountaineering kind. So my thing is I love that, enjoying that aloneness, that peace, like I mean peace in yeah, this is different kind of peace, I mean I attracted towards these kind of things. So I felt that calmness, once you don't understand, calmness, once you are used to it, that's it, you can't handle anyone after that, it just you want to be in that peace. So I
Yeah.
loved it, yeah, when I'm traveling, when I went, at least, I used to go alone, kind of, that time. So I loved it, so that
Right.
is the reason I thought of, okay, chalo, let be here only.
Yeah. Was there any certain sense of exploration? You wanted to explore the mountains, or there's a certain like knack of exploring things? Can that also be a reason for you to choose this field?
Yeah, that is there. Exploration. So that's what, initially, okay, after starting my company, Boots and Crampons, I mean, I was always, busy with the climbers, clients, all these kind of things. We are expanding a lot. Okay, and I'll tell you, before it was, I was enjoying before than this. Okay, now
Yeah.
it's all okay. Then now, okay, this enjoyment is different. I don't say I'm not enjoying, but I'm enjoying it. But that is more different. I'm alone that time. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, alone, going alone, deep into Himalayas, spending time there, nowadays, it's different kind of enjoyment now. Yeah. It's more
Yeah.
of some business model came into, this,
Yeah. Understood. Understood.
yeah. Yeah. And this was also started, I generally, my mountaineering thing started, one day I thought, even I want to explore more or do something, I need money for that. So that's how I mean, I
Yeah.
started this company. So I never had
So
this thought of
yeah.
starting any company and all, just to climb myself, to, so I thought, guiding people. That's how, this Boots and Cram pack, I mean, this company, Boots and Cram, was expanded.
Got it. Got it. Were there any doubts when you started?
You're talking about
And
the mountaineering journey, or
yes,
company?
mountain. No, the
Yeah.
mountaineering journey. We'll come to the company later, but
Okay.
but
Yeah. See,
yeah.
mountaineering journey, doubts, I mean, what kind of doubts?
So you were trying to climb mountains, right?
Hmm.
And you must have trained, and there was some kind of training which was involved. So did you
Okay.
have any doubts in the sense, uh, there are a lot of resources which are required, right?
Hmm.
Mountains are really very unpredictable.
Yeah.
Anything can happen at any point of time. So were there any doubts in your mind when you were going to take that expedition?
See, even today, I'm telling you don't know,
Yeah.
however you train, whatever you do, mountain don't know all this, So it's
Yeah.
just we go, we respect mountain. Okay, we take care of, we just believe, if we can take care of the mountain, obviously mountain will allow us, these kind of things. But these days, because of lot of, global warming and all, we don't know, what happens to the mountain. Though you train a lot, many accidents, in recent days they increased a lot, lot of avalanches are there, lot kind of things. So these are unpredictable, but otherwise, we train well, we'll make sure, even we going, and who the clients coming, who climbers, whom we are taking care of, we'll make sure everything goes well. But again, at the end of the day, it's not in our hands completely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling, not only mountaineering, any adventure.
So nature plays a part.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
You're in the hands of nature basically, and you
correct.
can train well, you can prepare well, you can like plan the expedition well, but after the beyond that point you can't do anything about it.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So we'll talk about the preparation part. So how did you start preparing for the expeditions?
Yeah,
How was the training like? Yeah.
right. See, I'll tell you, like, these days, mainly, I'm telling you, right, like from last 2, 3 years or like, okay, leave about this concept, like, generally, like, I want to tell, to this to the people. Okay. See, how we okay, before that training and all, okay, it's we have, like, in India we have institutions, like, there are like, 6 to 7 institutions which are under our defense. Okay, like NIM, Nehru Institute of Mountaineering, Himalayan Mountaineering Institute, and there is one in Nimas, which is in Dirang in Arunachal Pradesh, the other in Jammu. Okay, so I mean, I mean, it's better to complete, before taking up any expedition. Okay, even when people, whoever ask me, like, how to prepare, how to get here and all, I'll suggest them, go and first complete your basic and advanced. Okay. See, one more thing. Then they last, like, okay, I can learn, instead of spending, 30 days for basic and 30 days for advance. Okay, I'll at least take some time and learn whatever, straight away on the mountain. Okay, even that option is there. But generally what happens, uh, if you go there, if you spend that 30 days time with other 50, 60 students, okay, you'll make up that circle. You know how to behave with the mountain. That is very important here. You don't, I mean, that you don't know, you just go and train somewhere in the mountain. Okay, it's a lot of things. And with very less resources, like, you are staying there for 30 days, okay, without complaining anything. Okay, whatever you had, food, like, whatever shelter you were provided, like, just adjust to everything. And coming out of that 30 days, it's not about, like, what techniques you have learned. It's a lot of other things involved. Okay, that makes you a strong person. Like, that's where you can handle a lot of things. So this mainly, like, these courses are very important. Okay, after that, like, even during our days also. I mean, for a good example, I can take myself. Okay, I did my, basic, and I went to Everest. People tell, oh wow, you have done a great job. Nothing, it's a stupidity. Like, it's just a stupidity. Okay, because lack of knowledge. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought that way that time. Like, no one told me, Arey, you have to do this, you have to do, I mean, you have to start, I mean, first you have to complete your, after that,
Yes, sir. So you were talking about the time that you did the basic course and went to Everest, which is not the correct thing to do, right?
yeah, correct, which is not the correct thing at all. Okay. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm telling you, people say, wow, and all, Arey, you did a great job and all, Arey, nothing, it's not a great job. I know how I struggled because of it. Okay. So I just done basic and went to, Everest and all. Yeah, truly, like, I didn't enjoy the climb, but that's what important. Like, people, most of the people will think, like, okay, chalo, somehow we'll go to the top and we'll come back. No, that is not at all the right way of approaching the mountain. Okay, if everything goes well, okay, I mean, it's all fine. Okay, if something goes, I mean, most of the times in mountains, like, things won't go in the right way. Okay, if something happens, something, you are not trained well, you're not experienced well to handle the situation. Okay, so, I mean, nowadays, like, if it's a lot of people just come to Everest, like, by doing some Kilimanjaro, or they tell, like, what, I mean, if you ask them, what, I mean, what you have done to climb Everest, like, they said, like, I've done Kilimanjaro. So it's nice, I mean, it's again lack of that knowledge. Okay, same thing happened with me. Like, I just did some basic course and just came to Everest. Okay, it's not about I mean, how you climb, I mean, and all, like, no, I mean, it's, you have to enjoy. I mean, you have to have that, free mind, like, you have to know how to climb, because you'll tired and all, but, you have to enjoy that. But, Everest, I struggled a lot. After that, and I think because of that only, I understand more about mountaineering, what exactly it is. Like, I started thinking
Yeah.
why people climbs, like, facing this much of pain. Okay, so that's how, like, it started. Like, I mean, I found it, like, how to love, I mean, how to make your journey, like, it's all because, like, you have to train that way, you have to understand that way, like, what are the process, then you will enjoy it. I mean, see, one thing, mountain, it's always a pain. Okay, people say, I love climbing, it's always pain, but, now I'm loving that pain. So it's just because of, that kind of training, and, most of the time on mountains, yeah, I'm ready for that. Like, I'm ready to climb, any mountain.
Right. So how much? So if someone is going for Everest, right, for example, what kind of training and how much amount of training is required apart from the basic and basic courses? If you can suggest courses also, then that will also be great.
Yeah, that's what that's what I suggest people first go for courses. Courses are just because it will teach you not only techniques. Okay, so most of the people they'll come they'll ask we don't have that kind of time. So you train us for 10 days. What are the techniques? We'll learn, we'll practice, and we'll go to the mountain. So that's what I want to tell to the people it's not about learning the techniques in the courses. So it's about doing that course with your batchmates. There will other 50, 60 people or sometimes 80 people, together you'll make a circle, you'll make that understanding, you'll adjust things with your friends, you'll speak a lot of things, you'll share knowledge. Okay, so you be there in that condition, where you don't, a lot of facilities are not there, you'll, whatever they keep, whatever the shelter they provide, you'll be adjusted, you will be adjusted with all those things. That's why that is the reason I tell people to do the courses. Okay, once you are prepared for the 30 days, have spending basic course 30 days and advanced course 30 days. No, now you are ready. You are perfectly ready to climb. I mean, it teaches you a lot of things. So these kind of things are required. So after courses, yeah, you come slow by slow, first climb at least 2 to 3 6,000, then hit a 7,000 meter. Okay, 7,000 meter, again I tell people these days people who are coming for 8,000, I'll ask them go for 7,000 meter. Okay, after 6,000 meters, go for 7,000 meters, so that you will understand how your body will adjust to the altitude. you know because 7,000 meters climbing in India, it costs you somewhere around 2.5 lakh. Once you test it, again, finances, once it's Everest is not a mountain. Okay, this time it was not happen. Okay, let's try it the next time. Now where you're spending 30 lakh. Okay, that's why to prepare properly for that. Once you shoot up for 7,000 meter, then at least you are ready now. 80% okay, done. 75 80% okay, you are ready. Your body has seen that kind of altitude. Okay, now you are ready for the expedition, because these 7,000 meters you climb without oxygen. When you come to Everest and all, from that altitude again, you will be using oxygen, supplementary oxygen. So that's make that makes your body to be normal. Okay, so that's how you have to go by slow, process by slow. You have to follow the process. Then any mountain, any 8,000 meters, you can climb
Yeah, so
yeah,
it should be a progressive
correct.
jump and not straight away to
Not a, that's
8,000
true.
meters.
Yeah.
Right. So are there like 7,000 meters? There are 7,000 meters in India, but what are those 7,000 meters? If you can give few names for people to know that they can
Yeah.
give it a try or give it a shot.
Right. So, again in India, we have 80% of the Himalayas are in India. So other remaining, they were shared by Pakistan, China, Tibet, Nepal. Okay. And the last stretch of Himalayas were in this Pamir region, which is like Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, and Uzbekistan, kind of. Okay. When coming to India, 7,000, but though we have 80% of Himalayas, we have very less. I mean, our height of the Himalayan range is little low. That's why we don't have any 8,000 meters. We have Kanchanjunga, but again, we can't climb the route. From Sikkim side we can't climb. There are some spiritual things for that, religiously,
Okay.
something. So they stopped it. Okay, other than Kanchanjunga, okay, we have 7,000 meters. We have few good, 7,000 meters in India. If you take Ladakh, okay, in Ladakh we have Nun and Kun. Okay, these are, I know there are, many, many other peaks in Ladakh, but Nun and Kul, these are when compared to other peaks, these are safety wise, okay, these are at least better, and every year lot of teams comes there, okay, because Indian mountains are, because of we have some border issues, in India, our mountains are not commercially, grown. Okay, like Nepal, if you see climbing, like a lot of teams are, coming there and all. We don't have that kind of concept in India. Okay, there are very less teams comes to 7,000 meters. That's how, at least Nun and Kun in Ladakh, every year if you go, you can see other teams coming there. The path is formed. These kind of, it's possible. And there are a few, and Uttarakhand there is like Satopant. People climb Satopant. Lot of people climb Satopant. Okay, and these days. Even Trishul, people climbing Trishul, started climbing Trishul. Okay. Apart from all these mountains, there are many, Sasir Kangri, Nanda Devi East is there. You can't climb the central peak, at least Nanda Devi East, Talai Sagar is there. A lot of other peaks. But the problem is, the reason why, we are, not even as a company, me, like, we are not going for such kind of expeditions. These are very deep inside Himalayas. At the same time, we don't have rescue. Okay, in India, because of these border issues, no, there's a huge problem. We are not allowed to use this satellite phone also. If something happens, you have to pass the message. So that's not there on Indian Himalayas. That is a major problem. That's why we don't go to any other peaks, like, which are deep inside Himalayas. Okay, at least something happens, someone has to know outside, like, what's happening there. Okay, that
Yeah.
possibility is not there. Okay, at least Nun and Kun, okay, fine. A lot of, teams comes there, like, if something happens, or at least they can pass the message, the other people, like, there'll be other teams, coming in and out. That is the advantage of these two peaks and Satopant. Otherwise, many other peaks, no, mostly no one go climb. This is the main reason.
Yeah. So you talked about 6,000, 7,000, 8,000, right?
Yeah.
Uh, what is it? What is that one thing that makes 8,000 like more difficult than a 7,000? Is it just the height or the conditions around it which make it difficult?
I'll make it more sim. And
Yeah.
okay, based on height and all, like, it's not. For example, I climbed Kun. Okay, I did an expedition with my team to Kun. Okay, if you want me to compare Kun with any of the, Manaslu, or like, I felt like Kun is far difficult than Manaslu. Okay, it's not about 8,000 meter or 7,000 meter. Okay, for example, 8,000 meter, you'll be having a base camp around 5,000 meters. 7,000 meters, you'll be having a base camp around 4,000 meters. At the end of the day, you have to climb that 3,000 plus meters only, whatever the mountain is.
Yeah.
Okay, the
Yeah.
end climb. Okay, it's not about, difficulties and all. Both are same. 7,000 meters, there are many challenging 7,000 meters, and all the 7,000 meters are challenging only. Okay, it's not about difficulty and all. It's just once your body is acclimatized, for few people, like, acclimatization is never a problem. They acclimatize very fast. Okay. So it's all, every body is different. Once your body knows how to acclimatize, then there is no difference between a 7,000 meter and a 8,000 meter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So were you one of those natural people who used to acclimatize very fast, or you
No,
also had to take? Yeah.
even for me, it will take time. That time, like, for example, few people takes, like, a good amount of, like, maybe 6 7 days. For me, like, if I go to any mountain, first initially I'll be very slow. That my body, like, I understand my body. Okay, how my body works. Okay, it takes, like, at least 10 12 days. I'll be like, going very very slowly. Once it gets acclimatized, like, and again I'll be very fast on mountains. So it's always different from, body to body. It's just you have to understand how your body works.
Right.
Yeah.
So now coming to your Everest expedition, the first expedition that you had, how was
Yeah.
the experience? If you could tell us the story around it.
Right.
How
See,
was that climb? Yeah.
yeah, more than climbing, there are a lot of other things, like, which
Yes.
makes, this thing. See, I'll tell you. I told you, right, after my courses, okay, I was thinking and at that time, only one thing in mind, okay, we have to do Everest. I have to do Everest. Okay.
Right.
So when this thought came into my mind, okay, chalo, I'm going to do Everest in 2013. Okay, then, 2013 prices, I'm telling. Before that, we don't have that kind of knowledge, right? Before that, I used to think, okay, chalo, you have to train, run, go. Long runs, you have to train some gym and go. Just, if you have that fitness, okay, anyone can do it, kind of. In that, Then slowly I came to know, array, no, it's not like that. There are a lot of finances involved. Okay, then I came to know it is costing whole clothing and all. It is costing 20 21 lakh at that time. All clothing, insurance, everything, Sherpa bonus and everything. Okay.
Just the clothing,
No, all expedition
the
clothing and
entire.
all,
Okay. Okay.
entire in
Yeah.
2000, 13 14. No,
Yeah.
that was the price. Now everything increased now. Okay, that is including everything, I'm telling. Okay, so okay, and 13 to 20 lakh at the time where I completed my graduation. I had not done any job, and I didn't work I didn't work anywhere, like, no savings, nothing, just like that. Okay, so then, it took me again, and after that I started doing a lot of odd jobs. Okay, never into, not job, and then many kind of small business and all, like, so, somehow, just small funding I got, from that, like, first time I went to Everest. Okay, after crossing all the hurdles, okay, somehow I registered my name, like, I got my permit. I climbed Everest. I tried Everest from, north side, which is from Tibet. Okay, So somehow I entered the base camp. Then I thought like, okay, I mean from last 2 years I struggled for this. I mean finally I'm in base camps. Okay, everything is done. Like all the pressures are done now. Like it's just concentrate on mountain. Okay, and now okay, we did our first rotation. Okay, to just intermediate camp. After that, like we went for the next rotation, which is on April 25th in 2015. Okay, so once we reached the camp, I was just, I just went inside the tent. I was, unpacking my things. Then, like, my tent was shaking. Okay. I thought, like, first time into the mountain, I don't know why it's shaking. Like,
Yeah.
because I heard of avalanches, I heard of many other things. I never heard of this word earthquake coming on a mountain. Okay. That's a new subject. Okay. I thought at that time, like, I used to have a climbing partner. I thought, like, this guy is, shaking my, I mean, I think he came back, he came now and he's just, shaking my tent and all, like, I just
Yeah.
thought of shouting on him, like, what? Then I came out, then I realized that, something is, I mean, we don't think of that earthquake thing, it won't come to mind. I never heard of that word of, earthquake happening on a mountain. Okay.
Yeah.
The main epicenter was under Everest only. Okay. After coming out, I realized, if you see a lot of this, mountain crows and all, they are shouting, they'll understand more. I mean, all the, that sounds are like, everyone who reached that advanced camp came out, they are, I mean, these Sherpas, they understand something is going bad. They started praying. Okay, then I thought, everyone are in fear, like, so what's going to happen? At that point of time, my only thing is like, arre, after so much struggle, I came here. Even now, something is stopping. That is the first thing, no fear, nothing. Like, that thing came into my mind. What is stopping now at this point of time? Okay.
Yeah.
So after some time, we came to know that, we got a radio communication from base camp. There's a huge earthquake in Nepal. The main epicenter was under, and there are a lot of casualties happened south side. We are climbing from north side. That is, at least, good thing. I mean, that we are climbing north. I mean, there are nothing happened on north, because north side, till the advanced base camp, it's all like, not like South Kumbu Glacier, nothing like that. Like, we still go for a long kind of walk. Okay, no major, glaciers or something like that, to create some hazards. Okay, south side, there are a lot of casualties, a lot of accidents on south, but not this far. I mean, once we came back, I mean, after that, like, okay, we got a call that emergency, like, we had to fall back to the base camp. So we reached the base camp. Then we understand the story exactly what happened. Okay. Then after a day, all the expeditions in that season, it was cancelled, called off. Okay. Then again, like, okay, chalo. I mean, see, even people who are struggling that time, Sherpas, there are, I mean, few Sherpas, I mean, they died, climbers died in the south, like, running other expeditions, it's not a good thing for everyone. The families are in a pain. Someone is climbing, that's why, like, government and all the officials, mountaineering officials, from Tibet, China, they also thought, like, let's close the, expeditions for this season. So that's how we fall back to Kathmandu. And again, I reached India, back in India. So now, see, this thought, which came to my mind, that climbing Everest in 2013, at least 2015, I tried it. So which was not happened because of this earthquake incident. So 16 again, 2016, I tried, to join the expedition, but again, arranging finances, like, in that short period, 1 year, like, at the time, and I couldn't. Okay. Again in 2017, I got some support, from my government, like, so that's how, like, I made it finally in 2017. Okay. And in 2017, I decided, see, if I want to go, every year to the mountains, it's a costly affair. Okay. Even if I work somewhere, like, it won't happen that way. So, and again, I'm not a person who can impress some sponsors, like, at least these days I'm talking. Before that, I'm nothing, like, I'm just a silent person, like, so
Yeah.
it's not my game. It's not my game to, to get, to impress them, like, to tell them, like, to make them understand, I'm not that kind. So I started, that is plan A. Then it won't work for me. Then I choose plan B. which is like, let me start a company. Okay, let it grow. So then, I'll make money at the same time, I'll be with the people, I'll climb along with them. So this is a thought of, starting the company Boots and Crampons in 2017. That's how I started Boots and Crampons in 17. Okay. Then again, like my partner, Lieutenant Colonel, Robel Bharatwal. So I met him in 2019 when I'm climbing Lhotse. He was leading, his team of SFF Special Frontier Forces. He was in the army. He was the leader for that. I met him first. We became friends, and I invited him into like Boots and Crampons. So yeah, and he joined in 2020. Like that's how the company going ahead. But the motive
Yeah.
is that started like okay, let me also climb. Uh,
Yeah. So, sir, we talk a lot about a death zone on Everest, right?
right.
How was that experience for you? How did you navigate through that?
Yeah, I'll tell you one
And
more
why
thing
is it
about
called the most
yeah.
difficult? Yeah.
Right. On any mountain, okay, if once you cross this 7,200 or some will say 7,200, some will say 7,400, some will say 7,300, like, once this mainly this part of, make it, let's take it like 7,200 meters. Once you cross this 7,000 meters, the air becomes thinner, okay? The molecules of, for example, what we breathe, the molecules will be, if now we are breathing it very easily, in the death zone. Okay, it's not that there is no oxygen. There is oxygen, like, but it's very lighter. You can't breathe very easily. Okay, that's how air will be very thin. That's why they call it thin air. Okay, into the
Yeah.
thin air. There's a famous book in Into the Thin Air. So that's how that's where we use oxygen. And one more thing, see, oxygen, what we are like breathing now, it's natural. We are used to it. But artificial oxygen, it's again different. It's artificial oxygen means like it's 100% oxygen. You can't create what we are breathing now, the natural oxygen. You can't create a natural oxygen. Natural oxygen comes with a lot of other ingredients. Okay, but artificial oxygen, it's just oxygen, 100%. Okay, it's not.
Right.
And again, it's not that easy. Like even if we are on mask and all, like breathing oxygen, oxygen through oxygen cylinder, it is not like this easy. Even though like there we struggle a little to breathe that kind of oxygen. Okay, so that way, once the thin air starts, people starts keeping that oxygen. Okay, it's just because of that thin air which you can't breathe properly. That's how your step up, because you need oxygen for your brain to work, for your lungs to like synchronize. To make
Yeah.
other all the organs work, and you have to breathe. That breathe goes very low. Like that's why your thinking capacity goes very low. Every part in your body, like it goes very slow when compared to like a normal situations. That's how it will become like like it's a tough tougher to climb above that zone. And again, like most of the people, they feel this hallucination. It's just because of your brain is getting very less oxygen. It won't understand what you are doing. Okay, that is the reason people will hallucinate, like they forget they came for the climbing. Like, they'll be thinking some other, they feel that they are in some garden, like they're walking, like kind of, yeah, brain is like different. We don't understand how it behaves and all. So yeah, we have to be careful at about that
Yeah.
zone.
Something like that happened with you when you were.
Hallucination, see, I can tell this. When I'm climbing Manaslu, I tried Manaslu without oxygen. Okay.
Okay.
I reached I reached a place, I reached somewhere around like in between 7,900, something like that. I can't tell correctly till which point, but it's 7,900, maybe 7,850, something like that. Okay. See, I entered dead zone around like 7,200 meters. There's so long span of time, I was spending there, like, I don't say hallucination, but, see, one thing, like, I mean, because of this experience on mountains, like, I always feel like, you should not lose your mind. Okay. You'll understand that, like, once you are experienced on mountains, like, you have to always hold your mind with you. Okay. Once it is loosened, like, you feel, you think very differently, like, your body goes, yeah. When I'm climbing this Manaslu, I was, but after 7,900 meters, I decided, to keep oxygen. So in that journey, like, from almost till the time I keep my oxygen, just before 2 hours of it, I'm thinking, I'm just thinking myself, like, this is a dream or something, like, I face that. I still remember, like, I'm just thinking, like, it might be a dream. I'm walking somewhere, it's like a dream. You are like, you are very light, just
Yeah.
going in the air and all. Yeah. For last 2 hours, like, I'm just hitting myself, like, I'm just feeling like, rather, this is true or like some dream. Yeah. That's how it went. I observed that, like, the main level of hallucination comes after this stage. I understand this.
Okay.
Okay, my brain, I'm losing my
Yeah.
brain. So I waited for some time. Okay, and my Sherpa, who is coming with me, like, he's having an emergency oxygen cylinder, and I used cylinder and I completed it.
So it's very important to stay calm in those
Yeah,
situations. If you start
yeah.
panicking, then it can be very
It
bad
will become more
situation.
worst. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
So when you reached the summit of Everest in 2017, how was
Yeah,
that
17.
feeling like? What was that feeling like?
Yeah, I might have answered this well if I submitted in 2015. Okay.
Right.
2015, okay, I might have told, like, array that, generally how people answers and all, like, but in 2017, what I felt is like, like, I completed finally, like, because it took me about 5 years,
Yeah.
like, when the thought came in my mind, once the thought came in my mind, I acted it, like, I never left it, like, I acted, like, to complete the mountain. So it took almost 4.5 years to reach the final stage and complete it. That's how, like, I felt like, oof, done. Like,
It was
that,
more
that is
like
the
a
feeling.
relief.
Yeah, relief. More than
Yeah.
more than seeing the beauty of the mountain and the beauty of the nature and all. Like, first thought, okay, that is always there. Okay, that's an excellent experience. Okay, that all. But this thing is dominating me. Like, chill. But, like, I completed finally. This feeling is
Right.
dominating than other things. Otherwise, like, yeah, the morning, early we will reach the top, like, how the curvature of the, like, obviously the curvature of the earth, the sunrise and all different feeling.
Yeah.
Mainly all these
So
8,000 is.
this time it was through from the south side or
No.
again
I did
through
from
the
again
north?
from north, again from north. Yeah. And again from north, the south I understand more because I did Lhotse in 2019. I climbed Lhotse because almost till Camp 4, Everest and Lhotse are same. The last day for the summit,
Okay.
people who climbs Everest goes to the left. People who climbs Lhotse goes right. Almost like right straight. So otherwise,
So for Lhotse also you have
it's
to
almost
go to
same.
the Everest base camp basically and then
Till
move
Camp
from
4,
there.
it's till
Okay.
all same. That's why you
All
see a lot
same.
of
Okay.
traffic on Everest, like even below. It's because, like, all people who climbs Everest, who climbs Lhotse, almost till Camp 4. Because, okay, Camp 4 of Lhotse is different, Camp 4 of Everest is different, but it's very like this. Like, if here it will be Lhotse Camp 4, here it will be Everest Camp 4. That's a small difference.
Not much of a difference.
Yeah. Maybe like
Yeah.
from Everest, Lhotse Camp 4 to Everest Camp 4, it will take like at that height maybe 1.5 hour more. That's it.
Right. So we've heard that Lhotse is considered to be one of the most difficult 8,000 meters because at the top the path that you take to reach the summit becomes very thin and there are a lot of rocky sides involved. So how was that experience for you when you were climbing Lhotse?
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell, like, when I'm climbing Lhotse, first time I felt this different mindset of me having some overconfidence. Okay.
Okay.
See, first time I went to Everest, after that, I climbed, after that, I climbed Manaslu. In between these, I've climbed many other mountains in India. Okay. That's how at one point of time, without knowing, like, it's not like, you don't act that way, but, without knowing that only you feel that overconfidence. Okay. That's how what I felt on. I understand, like, because I was climbing with my other partner. Once when I'm climb when we are coming down, I told him, I asked him to stop, and I told him, "Arey, we are doing, this is not the correct way." Like, because, we are just catching the rope, not even putting the, like, what a safety anchor, and we are just walking down. So I told him, like, "Arey, we should be careful. These things we have to reduce. Like, this is what." Yeah. Coming to Lhotse, yeah, it was a good climb. So we waited Lhotse a very shorter period, like, to make it the expedition in a budget. Okay, we reached a base camp little late when compared to, like, others. So it all went well. Lhotse we reached camp, camp 4 of Lhotse. I mean, we slept that night. Again, we thought of starting at 12 o'clock. Just we are lazy, kind of like, that's what I'm telling now. I mean, that overconfidence, Arey, chalo, we'll sleep some more time, kind, like, we started at 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, 2 o'clock. Once I opened my bag zip, and once I saw people are almost like, oh, they started, I mean, they are very, I mean, they're again, like, we are Sherpas, we started, at 2 o'clock. Yeah, I mean, it's a famous Lhotse phase, like, if you see I mean, climbing that, if you see the Mount Everest, whenever you're climbing, you can't see the Everest because it's little inside on the left side. The main phase, you see that is called Lhotse phase. Okay. And you see
Okay.
the top patch, it's all rocky. Okay. Once you start from camp 4, after some time, like, you'll come to that rocky section. It's all complete rocky section. Okay. The main reason Lhotse or Kanchanjunga, these peaks are little, difficult because, like, at certain, I mean, at that height, your body will be already weak because the food system and all, like, it will be, I mean, your, eating capacity will goes down. Your body will be not that strong, not like base camp thing. So when you are walking with your crampon on the rocky section, it makes more difficult to climb. See, these crampons are made for ice, snow, like, not for
Yeah.
rocks. Okay, the rock, it's an odd combination. It's an opposite combination. There is a lot of pressure comes to your knees. Okay, that is the reason, like, that is the reason mainly, like, otherwise, let's say Camp 4 to summit, it's very shorter. I mean, I think, like, we have taken like some 6 hours something, like, to reach topper. We started at 2 o'clock and we reached at 8:30 something. Okay. So, we most of the time we go in that small gullies. Okay, it's just because of rock. Yeah, we feel the mountain. It's very difficult. Yeah. If it is a snow or glacier, like, no, not that far, not that difficult. Just because of rock.
Right. So when you go for expeditions, right, physical strength is something that you work on, right? You do
Yeah.
exercises, running, and everything is which is important. How do you mentally prepare yourself for the challenges that come ahead? Because the physical body will tire out, right, at some point. How do you mentally push yourself?
Yeah, coming to this, see, mountaineering, it's a subject more of mental, it's okay, it's physical always there. Like, for every sport, you need that physical. You have to maintain, like, once, I mean, a daily, if you, I mean, it's your normal routine of daily training for 45 minutes or 1 hour, that is fine. Okay, if you, I mean, continuously, if you're training your body that way, okay, when it is part of your life, that is fine. When coming to these mountains, like, with that, you can play any sport. When coming to mountain, no, it's all more of mental thing. Okay, I'll tell you why. For example, if you're playing any kind of sport, like, for example, I stay in Hyderabad. Uh, Today evening, I have a football match from my home. I'm going to the ground. See, your brain, your eyes, okay, you are eating at home, which is at home food. You are traveling, looking, your eyes are looking, like, your eyes means, like, it's, I mean, anyway, it is passing the signals to your brain, what you are looking. You see a lot of colors, you meet a lot of people, a lot of things happens, every few minutes, the frame will change. You won't be seeing the same frame all the time. Okay. When you are, here out playing, some other things, like, when you go to the mountain, the frame won't change. Okay, every time it's a rock mountain, or it's a white patch you are seeing, and the same people, you will be with the same people. That's how, like, you are mentally, like, you can't, for any place like this. Okay, 4 5 days, it's fine. It will be pleasant. If we go beyond that, like, mentally, you'll become very very weak. Okay. See, generally what happens, generally what I do whenever in base camp, like, I'm a movie lover, and I spend, I mean, a lot of my time, like, even at the base camp, like, okay, we'll talk to, I mean, obviously, like, we'll make most of and I'll tell one more thing. This is different from Everest Lhotse. You see, Everest Lhotse base camp, it's like a what, it's like a big town. Okay.
Yeah.
Every day, if you visit one camp, you won't finish it in the whole expedition. And from first camp to the last camp, it will take 1 hour to walk. It's that big. Okay. When you go to other expeditions, for example, when I climbed, um, what, Annapurna, there are only 3 camps. Okay. We stayed there for 48 days, and there are 21 climbers. I mean, how many, I mean, these kind of expeditions make mentally, like, more challenging. Okay. So that's how, like, people have, people will be reading books, like, they'll watch movies, like, when they are at the base camp. Okay, once you leave the base camp, okay, I mean, anyway, you'll be busy with the climbing part. Okay, but most of the time to acclimatize, once you go to the, camp on a camp to, for the load ferry, come down, like, take rest, like, resting. Weather is not good, you are staying at the base camp. Most of the time you stay at the base camp. So lot of things, like, there are some small games we'll be playing. Okay, anyway, there is no concept of internet. At least Everest, Lhotse, you have that option. Okay, nowadays a lot of internet is there at Everest, Lhotse, but other mountains you don't have that. Okay, and again, spending 40-45 days without, these days without staying without internet, like, it's a big challenge. Okay, so yeah, people
Yeah.
read books, people watch movies, like, lot of what people likes, they'll keep on doing at the base camp. Even though, like,
Yeah.
there's a limit for everything, like, but yeah, we have to do something to make ourselves busy. You know.
Right. So, did you notice any changes within yourself after the expedition? Or
See, after the expedition, again, it will be like, from person to person, it will be a different. No, say,
yeah,
there won't be same thing for, but in between two people, like, See, expedition to expedition. Right now, like, what I learned after climbing all these mountains for many years, you know, I can handle the people who are climbing, when I'm leading a team. Okay, I learn how, how can I handle, like, even though they feel some pressure, like, some things, where the things go wrong, like, now I learned, like, how to handle the things well. Okay, that's how,
yeah,
I learned, like, that patience, like, people, at that altitude, people get, they'll lose their mind, they'll irritate, they'll get angry, like, I've seen a lot of people, a lot of climbers climbing with me and all, like, this experience made us, like, to be calm, like, whatever, just be calm, like, just make things right. Yeah.
yes, sir. So, so what was your most challenging expedition that you have done till date? Can be anything.
Yeah, challenging expedition was Annapurna.
Okay.
Okay. So, because what happened on Annapurna, we were climbing. We are a team of 7 climbers that time. In that, like, a few people are climbing without oxygen. So, whenever you see, like, mainly my expedition where I am there leading a team, we never leave a team. For example, any climber is slow or any other is faster. Like, we'll make that, like, starting from wherever. For example, we are climbing any 8,000 is in Nepal. First, we'll go to Kathmandu. Like, starting from Kathmandu, I'll make sure everyone are together. Okay, that makes, like, team bond very strong. Okay. So even on Annapurna, because, like, two of our friends, like, they want to try without oxygen. They were very slow. That is the reason, like, we want everyone together. Okay. That somehow turned little, like, opposite on Annapurna. What happened, like, generally summits, we had to close the summit by 11 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Okay. Annapurna summit is very long. Okay. So okay, 12 is the maximum we have to return back. Okay. Sometimes we can extend if the weather is good. Okay. But what happened on Annapurna? Like, once we reach the top of the summit, it's already 2 o'clock in there. Two exact 2:21, something like that. We have reached the summit of Annapurna. Once we reach the summit of Annapurna, we have taken the first photo, which is clear, and the second photo was white out, and, the heavy snowfall is there. you know Wind speed was increasing, like, it's changed completely. So, okay, we have submitted, we have taken photos, and we are coming down one the la- I mean, while going to the summit, there'll be there'll be a elevation of just 200 meters to the summit. We came down and we missed the route because it's completely white out, and instead of going down, we just took it straight, and we missed the route. The wind speed, we don't know, like, it's throwing us away because we are not on rope. We missed our rope. We went ahead, all the team members. At that time, we were 5 people. Okay, 2 people, like, they dropped before, they were back in the base camp. So, it's, I think, like, for 50 minutes, everyone sat. So, everyone sat around, and we just sat at one place. Okay, because we can't even, look, because the wind speed is that fast. We just stayed there, and, we are just close. Like, at one point, we thought, that might be our last day. Okay, I think like after sitting for 55 minutes, the wind, the only, only thing like a positive to, positive, what we are thinking is like wind is too fast. Once the wind comes that fast, I mean, it will end soon. Okay. So it won't
Right.
continue like that kind of speed, it won't continue for a longer period. Okay, so at least after 55 minutes it stopped. Then at least we saw we saw the route and all, you know starting from camp 4 to this, I mean, to the summit and back, we took 28 hours, which is huge. 28 hours above dead zone. Our oxygen cylinders are finished only. I mean, after the summit, after some
Yeah.
time, it's all finished. There is no oxygen. Like, where to get the oxygen? Like, somehow we survived. It's just because of like our team. We are together. We supported each other. We helped each other. So that's how we made it back safely. Otherwise,
So
like
oxygen was like fully depleted, fully
yeah.
finished.
See, yeah, fully finished. We are just with empty, like see, one more thing. Annapurna again, like it's 8091 meters. Okay. So once once you are in at 7,500, 7,600, because everyone are experienced. Once you came down to that height of 7,600 or 7,700 or 7,500, at least chances of survival is, I mean, no, possibilities are there. Once this oxygen cylinder,
Okay.
something happens above 8,000 meters, there, those are very challenging. That's how, like, if you see, most of the accidents on Everest happens at balcony, like, which is at 8,500 or 600 meters, like, there most of the accidents happen, like, because you can't do anything. But these kind of mountains, whatever, Dhaulagiri, Annapurna, Manaslu, these are just above 8,000 meters. Even if something happens, if you fall down, like, at least you come to, I mean, 500 meters down, at least you are safety. I mean, some safety is there. But Everest,
Yeah.
Everest and Kanchanjunga, Makalu, these are huge mountains, about 8,500 meters. Let's say, those things goes wrong, it will be a little difficult to fall back.
So in
Here at
Everest,
least,
even if you slip, you're after slipping, you're still in the dead zone. There's a very high probability,
yes,
right?
yes, yes, yes. You are
Yeah.
the highest, I mean, camp, world's highest
Yeah.
camp, which is Everest. It's already in the dead zone. That's why if you
Yeah.
see, most of the people die after the summits. What happens? I'll tell you. People summit Everest, okay, they'll come back to Camp 4. Okay, actually, they should not stay at Camp 4. Once you come back Camp 4, whatever it is there in your tent, you just drink some water. You have to fall back immediately as soon as possible. What people do because of this tiredness and all, they want to take rest for 1 or 2 hours. They want to sleep. See, once they sleep, they go into sleep. Your brain won't understand how to breathe and like what to breathe. It won't calculate because that is a dead zone already. Okay, okay, you are an oxygen cylinder. Okay, and your mind, I mean, you are gone. Your consciousness is gone. Then you won't understand. That's why, like most of the brain, brain will go into a coma. Like soon the death. They'll face the death. It's just because like your brain won't understand at that situation. I mean, at that height in dead zone. That is the reason most of the people they'll come to camp for sleep in the tent and die.
So it's always advisable to go to Camp 3 and then take rest if you're coming
Yes, yes,
down
yes.
from
Yeah,
Everest.
even camp 3 you should not stay. You have to fall back. As I
Okay.
mean, okay, at least camp 3, at least some safety is there. Not in the dead zone. You have to
Yes.
come down in the dead zone. Yeah.
Yeah. So did you experience any avalanches in Annapurna? Because I think it's known for avalanches.
Known for, yes, it's known for avalanches. Yeah, we
Yeah.
have seen avalanches, lot of avalanches. Like I mean, we are walking on one side, the right side, like whenever you go right side or left side, it's keep on coming. And it's, I mean, avalanche wise, we were out of it on Annapurna. Okay, at least, I mean, when we were climbing. Once
Yeah.
like when you asked me about avalanche, there is a story like when me and my friend Satya, like we were good friends. We climbed together almost all mountains. We did together only. Okay, that's what, like every time you have to have a good climbing partner. That makes a lot of difference. Okay,
Yeah.
and Satya and me, we have done Kanchanjunga. Okay, we completed after Annapurna. I mean, we went to Kanchanjunga. We completed Kanchanjunga. Everything went well, and we came. I mean, we were coming to base camp from camp 1. I mean, till camp 1 we reached. Okay, we were coming slowly to base camp. No one is there with us. Like, we're just walking. Like, It's already safe zone. We know, like, rope is there. We know the route. It's a busy mountain. We were coming down. No, this guy went to washroom. I mean, we just dropped our bags. We just clipped it to the rope. Okay, I'm just waiting. He went to washroom. Like, once he just coming, we are about to start. The avalanche shoot up. I mean, in the top. Okay, it took almost like 4 seconds to reach us. Okay, we acted like, in four. We have done lot of things in that 4 seconds. Okay, he came to
Yeah.
me. We both catch. We both caught our hands. Okay, the avalanche is coming closer by. Whenever this avalanche comes, like, in the I mean the ground, the snow comes, keep on coming. No, you have to miss that first shot. Okay, first shot. I mean, that's what, like, we jumped and we fall. I mean, again we fall. We are if we that first shot will be having lot of force, lot of power. It will throw you back. We jumped and we fall into it. Then also we have seen lot of the bags which we are tied to the rope. No, they are gone. They are gone like thousands of feet. I mean, into the valley. Okay, if that shot was hit to us, the same position will. I mean, our position will be like our bags. We are gone that day. Okay, so I'm telling you, our bags are gone. Okay, no bags. All the cylinders, empty cylinders. I mean, what we used, we kept inside in that bag. Our both bags are gone. Okay, so we went back. I mean, we left that place very fast. Okay, because, like, once the avalanche shoot ups, like, it won't stop with that. Like, it's keep on coming. Okay, we went down to the base camp. This incident. No one will believe this actually. I mean, even even if it today, because no one saw it. Okay, people might
Yeah.
think, like, that these guys, like, they are, what, they got a lot of weight in the bag. That's why somewhere they have thrown their bags and came, like, this, no one. So it's a huge avalanche. We are just
Yeah.
the first. Once we fall into the avalanche, everything was a pile up on our top. We just removed. We came out. First thing I told Satya is, like, that guy was shouting, "Arey, my hand was stuck, somewhere." Like, first thing I told to him, "Arey, we are alive."
Yeah.
Okay, so, this is one. We just, whenever we meet, we go to the mountains. Every time, like, we'll remember this and we'll keep on laughing, like, because base camp where, we told avalanche, we were stuck in the avalanche, bags are gone, but still
Yeah.
now, like, no one will believe it. Arey, how can bags gone? These people are alive. They are safe and all. Like, it's
Yeah.
just
So
because
the
we were
four
anchored.
second. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
were
You
just
you were saying
anchored, and
something.
that day we just anchored, and first shot we missed. That's how we survived. The force is gone. It took our bags. That is the reason. At least we have to know that
Yeah.
subject. This kind of, like, any
Yeah.
first timers come to the mountain. These subjects, they won't understand. They'll just go faint. Like, they'll fear, like, if avalanche shoot ups.
Yes.
It's just whatever it is, like, just handle with cool and calm mind. Something you can find some solution. Yeah. Not always, but majority. Yeah.
Yeah. So the 4 seconds reaction time that you just mentioned, right, when the
Yeah.
avalanche was coming, so that only comes with experience, or
Yeah, it only comes with
this
experience.
is something which is,
Yeah.
yeah. So
See,
what all things
experience.
that you did then in those 4 seconds?
No, yeah, that's what, like, 4 seconds, like, we, in that 4 seconds, though, see, even though experience and all, that's a huge avalanche coming, like, obviously, in that, we are coming from the summit, already our bodies are, like, like this Annapurna summit, like, it's a huge mountain. It's the longest of the longest than any other mountain. Okay, Kanchanjunga. Okay. That too, we are doing it immediately after Annapurna. We complete Annapurna and we went. So we are, we're tired a lot. Even at that stage, even, in that 4 seconds, our brain worked very little. Like, I didn't say him to hold my hand, will jump. It just happened. Our brain processed, very, very fast. Both of our brain, like, that's
Yeah.
what, like, we never thought, like, "Arey, you do this," we never talk also. We just saw both into the eyes, like, we just hold hands, we just jump. That's it. Nothing, like,
Yeah. So that's the coordination you have formed after years of
correct.
like
Right,
mountaineering
right.
together.
Mentioning,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So you were mentioning Kanchanjunga, right? So you
Yeah,
mentioned previously that Sikkim side you were not able to climb because of some
correct.
religious reasons. So
Right,
how
right.
which is the other side that you climb from?
Yeah, we climb from Nepal.
Okay.
Yeah, we climb from Nepal, and again, like, major challenge for Kanchanjunga. See, I'll tell you about few mountains. See, for example, if you take uh, Annapurna, Annapurna is a easy mountain, okay, but it's dangerous. Okay, if you take mountains like Kanchanjunga and Makalu, they are very tough but not dangerous. Annapurna is
Okay.
dangerous, but not. It's a normal mountain. It's easy. I mean, I don't say easy. Every 8,000 it's very difficult, but when compared to these mountains, that is easy mountain. Okay, but a lot of risk involved because of continuous avalanches.
Yeah.
That is the reason. When compared to, whenever people die on Makalu or Kanchanjunga, it's not because of mountain. It's because of them. They have not turned back or whatever. They have pushed themselves, more. Otherwise, because if you see, I mean, this Makalu, Kanchanjunga, on the top after some height, it's all rock. There is no point avalanches at that height. Okay, it's just very very long for the summit push than any other mountains. Huge for mainly Kanchanjunga. Kanchanjunga, if you see, any other mountain, for the summit they'll start at night, 10, 11, 12, something like that. Kanchanjunga, people will start at 5 o'clock in the evening. You can see, like, summit push is that long.
So how much time does it take for the summit?
Yeah, person to person. Like, we started, we took 10.5 hours.
10.5 hours after so much of experience. For a first timer,
So much.
it will be
Yeah.
longer.
It will be long. It will be longer. Yeah, it will be longer. They take 14 hours. Okay, and also lot of things, like, there are people who can climb in 8 hours. But generally, like, for example, when we were on this summit day, like, first summit on that season's first summit happened on May 7th. Okay, once the team submitted, in between we submitted on May 9th. May 7th and May 9th, there was a snowfall. Because of that snowfall, like, rope was inside. And again, our Sherpas were pulling the rope. We are going, like, that's how, like, it was delayed. Yeah, otherwise, like, for all, like, people climb lot of mountains. For them, yeah, it will take 8.5 hours. That's a good time. 8.5 hours.
Yeah.
10 is decent. Yeah. And people are there. People, sometimes they'll take 14 hours for Kanchanjunga. Yeah.
Yeah. Sir, any plans of K2 anytime soon?
I mean, obviously, for
Yeah.
any mountaineer, K2, like, it's like they want to go. But the problem for Indians, like, we can't do K2. We have 5 mountains where we can't enter the zone, which is in POK. See, again, I'll tell you, like, people don't, not most of the people, they won't understand this subject. Okay, people tell, like, these peaks are in Pakistan, that's why we are not we are not allowed to climb. No, it's not that. It's not like that. See, many Pakistanis comes to India to meet the relatives, like, to have heart operations, like, lot of things happens. That relation is, that kind of things are there. If these peaks are in near to some Islamabad or some near to some Karachi, or, like, we can go and climb. We'll get some, small visa. We can go shoot them. But this part is in this Karakoram. I mean, this Karakoram region, where this mainly 5 peaks, which are K2, Nanga Parbat, Goshabram 1, Goshabram 2, and Broad Peak. These 5 peaks, which are above 8,000, they are in a region called POK, Pak Occupied Kashmir. For that land, we have a fight. Okay, and this land is not under the Pakistan government, not under the people formed government. This is under army rule. Okay, so I mean, that is the reason, like, this area, which is Kardu region, okay, which is not allowed for Indians, because we are fighting for that land. Okay, otherwise, like, if it is in Pakistan, like, it's not that, like, you can go and climb. It's in
Security
POK.
reasons, basically.
Yeah, security reasons.
Security.
They don't want to take any
Yeah.
kind of risk.
Yes, sir. So, now that we have talked about 8,000 meters mountains peaks, uh, we would like to uh, like talk to you about or know your opinion about Nimsdai, right? Because he did it in seven
No,
months, all the 14
correct,
peaks. And
correct.
then
Yeah,
before that, the record was of Reinhold Messner, who did it in
right,
14 years, 7 years.
correct.
Sorry,
Yeah, seven,
yeah.
seven
So
years. Yeah.
yeah. So what have you got a chance of meeting him, meeting Nimsdai, or
Yeah, I mean, generally in mountains, like, when I'm in Kanchanjunga, I was there at Camp 3. Yeah, Camp 3, like, when I reached Camp 3, yeah, he was there. He was coming down with his team. Okay, so,
right?
I mean, just a normal conversation, like, yeah, just a 2-3 minutes conversation and all. Okay. like hi, we took a photo kind of. Okay. See, and yeah, I'll tell people talks a lot of things about people have different opinions. I'm not telling which, I'm not speaking about which is wrong or which is right and all. Okay, but I'll tell you one thing. I'll take one example. Okay. See, cricket was, the commercial kind of cricket when Don Bradman, like there were in 1900s or 1890 or when it started, the first test started, the first one day started. Mainly when one day international started. Okay. It took a lot of years, once people, to think some person can hit a 2,200 runs in a one day match. When Sachin got his first 200, after that it became very, very common. Some player who is coming from
Yeah.
IPL hitting 200 afterwards we don't see him in the cricket team also. It became that that common, that natural, that mindset changed. Okay, you can do fun. You have to make people understand that you can do it. That's what Nimal Puja taught. That thought comes that you have to break that mindset. Okay, people, before people thought okay, 7 years Messner has done it, okay, at least we may try in 3 years or 4 years. Okay, that level people thought, but people never thought of 7 months. Okay, and once this record was done, I was taking this example. I was telling to my friends, soon this will be it will break soon by many times, not one time. Okay,
And it has
so now,
already.
yeah, it has already, and
Yeah.
you'll see. Next time we'll talk there'll be some other doing this, and they'll be doing more faster, maybe without oxygen. A lot of things will come. Okay, but the first time the person who got this concept, that for me that is greater. Okay, after that,
Yeah.
okay, people, it's different. First thought, first, making people understand you can do it. That step is great for me.
Yeah. So breaking the mental barrier was the
Yeah, mental barrier.
biggest thing.
Yeah. The biggest thing. Yeah. That he
Yeah.
did, and it follows. Yeah. That's how I'm telling
Yes.
Renault Messner, okay, did these 8,000ers without oxygen, kind of after that records, because people remembers Renault Messner. Even I'm telling people comes next record breaks records, people remembers Nimal Puja, because that he broken that mental barrier. People remembers Edwisters, Renault Messner, this Polish guy Kukuza, these are they created something. Okay, and after that, if you go deeply, there are many other people who have broken it, did lot of other shitty things, lot of different. You can't even imagine, But before that, people have they erase that barrier.
Yeah. So when you're climbing, right, there is also a chance of people not surviving. Right. There's also a chance of people losing their lives, and it has happened in those
Yeah.
during those expeditions. Have you witnessed anything of that sort? And if yes, what was the impact that it had on you?
Uh, I can tell you this till now, nothing happened with my team at least. Okay, I've seen
Right.
I've seen in big expeditions a lot of because while climbing only there are people from other teams, we crossed it, I don't these kind of things we don't understand. I can't guarantee that it won't happen never in my team. I can't give that words I'll take care of this and all. See, few things you don't understand. Okay, I can't
Yeah.
predict any avalanche. I know that's what if Everest earthquake. I can't predict those things, But never in my team till now. Okay, I didn't experienced personally, those kind of things. But I've seen people, known people only, known teams only. I've seen things happens. It's just see, once what I just want to tell is if mountain kills a person, okay, he or she has chosen that path. Okay, fine. They loved it. They are playing the game of what they loved it. They lost. It's just mountain has taken. No one can predict. But you should never lose your life just because of you. That stupidity should not enter you. Should not some. Even for pushing yourself, there is some limit. There is some threshold limit. Okay. Mountaineering is a subject, you should not give up. At the same time, you have to understand when to give up. Okay. So that thin line, you have to understand what is the thin line.
Yeah.
Above that, you should not push.
They should not be ego basically that I've
Correct,
come
correct,
here
correct.
to summit. I have
Yeah,
to summit. There should not be that kind of feeling. If
true.
you
Yeah,
feel like
yeah,
you
yeah.
should go back, just go back.
Go back, go back. Yeah.
So, so this is a different kind of question that I had in mind.
Yeah.
Did you experience any sort of paranormal activities when you were climbing? Nowadays,
Mm,
paranormal activities, Yeti and everything has
Yet you know,
been talked about.
right,
Yeah.
right, right,
Did you
right,
experience
right.
anything
No,
of that sort? No.
no. I'll tell. I mean, I still remember one incident which was happened.
Yeah.
Okay, I think on Lhotse. Okay, Lhotse when I was climbing on Lhotse. See, if you go to mountains, okay. One second, Lhotse or I think Manaslu. Yeah, in 2018. Okay, I started. I
Yeah.
mean, I climbed my Everest in 17. Yeah, in 2018 Manaslu when we were on some Camp 3. Okay, there is one thick light which is rotating around. Okay, which is rotating above us, a thick light. At that time, and generally it's a satellite. Artificial satellite. If you see, if you go to even now, like whenever we come out of our house, like we can see if weather is very clear. But on mountains, you can see it more clear.
Yeah.
Okay. So with that knowledge at that time, no, we have in that night we are seeing that, and we have created lot of stories like that kind, that maybe like some aliens might have sent some some kind of thing like to see. We don't know that that's at that time. I mean after that people told, "Arey idiot, that's a satellite." Right? It keeps rotating around the earth, like you can see on mountains, you can see it very like very thick. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, other than that, that's a just joke kind of. Other than that, like no, 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 nothing, nothing, nothing. I mean, at least no,
Yes,
not
sir.
me, not my people, anyone. No 80, like till now. I'm just waiting for to see 80. Let's see.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So, sir, are there any unexplored places in Himalayas still?
Lot. What explode is, I think, like not more than 1% does. I
Okay.
think. See, even in 1%, it's not 1%. What is explode?
Yeah.
Unexplored, it's like huge, 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 huge. You can't even
Right.
imagine like what is unexplored.
Right. So, if we talk about unexplored mountains, Mount
Yeah.
Kailash comes to mind, right? Because
Good.
so, what do you think the reason behind uh, people not trying or not being able to summit Mount Kailash is? Is there like a spiritual significance, or it's a difficult mountain to climb in general?
No, I mean, again, there are a lot of things like, I mean, people have a lot of thoughts about this. Generally, what my experience, what I was there, what when I speak to people, like, what exactly, I can keep on with my thoughts. I can keep, I mean, I can tell you
Yeah.
something. See, Mount Kailash, for any mountaineer, okay, any mountaineer, like right now, like, I was thinking, I have to try K2, like, there is no option, like, what to do, like, these kind of things. Generally, as a mountaineer, I got, like, some other might be thinking of Everest. Okay. So this year, one of my friend is there, Satya, like, he was thinking of, he is not thinking, he's attempting Everest Lhotse twice. Everest Lhotse, back, again Everest Lhotse, immediately, in the same season, like, immediately, like, take 1 day rest, and, it's like that. Generally mountaineers, like, they want other, uh, I mean, big challenges where, people are climbing, and there are people want to climb which was not climbed. They want to try different routes. Okay. But according to me, no mountaineer thinks of Kailash because no mountaineer want to disturb some other feelings, some other person feelings. Okay, there are someone are praying that mountain, thinking like they are like they come there, they come long way, like they preach the mountain, they feel that it's a mountain for Shiva, all these things, and as a mountaineer's mentality, okay, why to there are thousands of mountains, like maybe lakhs of mountains, why you want to go and disturb that that essence? No, that's what
Yeah.
generally a mountaineer think. Okay, that's why no one want to disturb it first of all. And there are, I'll be seeing a lot of YouTube videos, like people will be like keep on telling, people die, I mean, Kolar went, they never came back. All these things. No, just no mountaineer don't want to disturb some other feelings. Okay, if you see Kanchanjunga, I've seen this time I was on Kanchanjunga from, I mean, I climbed from Nepal. Okay. In my team, there is a Canadian. Okay. And that guy, he stopped, he stopped before 10 meters to the mountain. Okay, he clicked he asked me to click photo. I asked him why, he said, he want to respect that. For him, he don't want to step, his leg on the top of the mountain. That guy thinking of, that's a mentality of, a lot of mountaineers doing just normal peaks. And why someone thinks of going to Kailas and disturbing that mountain. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like respecting people's feelings
Yeah,
and not
respecting.
doing
Yes,
anything to
yes, yes,
harm them.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. So, sir, I saw a post of yours regarding revenge climbing. Uh, I think it was
And no,
a peak in Argentina, I
yeah,
think,
peak
right?
in Argentina. Yeah, it's actually few also asked. Actually, this is this year we went. Every year we go to Argentina. I'll explain you like the story about this
Yeah.
Argentina, like
Yeah.
why we posted that way. Okay. Me and my partner were there last year on the mountain. Every year we go. Okay. So, last this year, I'm not there. My partner went with the team. Romil went with the team. Okay. So after the climb, so we have done the mountain twice. Okay, we went to the summit. The team went to the summit. Coming back, base camp. Again, we pushed to the summit. It's 2 times. It's a revenge climb, not for the mountain. Okay,
Yeah.
we made that revenge climb. Last time we worked with the with local some guides. Okay, which those people have not behaved well. Okay, that's a revenge for them. We
Okay.
want them to understand. Not we don't have any revenges on the mountain. Okay, actually, I'll tell you one thing. See, mostly Indian climbers. Okay, Indian climbers are slow. Okay, it's how how our lungs are, and it's not like if we go now run any 100-meter sprint or any marathon for 40 km under 3 hours and now go and competing with some Italian on mountains. No, that won't work. See, our bodies are prepared for that. Okay, Indian climbers everywhere we go when compared to others, we are slow, but we have an advantage that we generally don't give up. We are slow. That's it. Okay, that was last time it's conversation happened with these Spanish people on Argentina. Those were our guides, they stopped us because our teams what they are very slow. They are very good. They can climb if they have time, but they don't want the team to go up because they are very slow. And we can't change this we can't make the climber fast because our body prepare was in that way. So that's why, this time we are not with any guides. We are with our team. We have taken guides from India. That's how, next time we want to work in that model only. We want to take our own guides so that, they understand, you know, our people. Because they'll be keep on working with our people, then only they'll understand. And at the same time, this revenge climb means we don't have any bad attitude towards those guides also. Okay, it's not like that. Their system is like that. They are climbing that way. It won't just match, between that. That is the reason, that's why this time we want to tell people, that we can climb, not once, twice also. It's just
Right.
our climbing style is different. Okay, that's how we want to
Yeah.
tell them, and we just want to make them understand. So that is what the revenge climb.
Yeah. So, sir, are there any instances of, like you said, right? The guides thought that Indians are slow, so they were not ready to take the team up, right? Are there any
Yeah,
other
yeah.
instances that happen anywhere else, or it's like a one-time thing, or it's like a common sort
No,
of
no, no.
thing that
It's
happens?
no. No. See, always. See, even it's not they are not insulting us. I won't even talk that kind of way. But I'm telling their way of guiding teams is different. Our way of guiding teams is different. That didn't match. Okay, if I see
Right.
those people again I will party, that's not the thing. That is different again. But I just we want to make sure that our people are capable. It's we just need time. That's the only thing.
Right.
And no, we never faced any before at all. No, not any major things.
Yeah. So just the way of doing things is different for them and for us.
Correct, correct. It's as a part, as a guide. See, even
Right.
for me, I'm guiding my team in India, Indian climbers. If some Russian climbers comes to India, I can't, that's where there is one proverb, right? If you're in Rome, behave as a,
Yeah.
uh, roam. I mean, behave like that. Not like, that's what, like, whenever you have to understand your people, like, what are they, what are their
Right.
strength, weakness. That's what makes you a mountain guide.
Right. So, sir, why do you think Indian climbers are not talked about so much? Not famous. What do you think are the reasons behind that?
Yeah. See, one thing at uh, one second.
No, sir, not a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah. So actually, coming to this, Indian climbers. Okay. See, for everything. Okay. I'll make it. I'll take it and I'll take one example. I'll make it. Okay. For example, if you take chess or if you take archery, if you take shooting, if you take wrestling, I mean, these are generally like, for every country. For example, I mean, these are our, basically, I want to tell, these are our games. Okay. Our games means like, it was there with us from like, from past, from what, like from thousands of years, like, we are, for hundreds of years, thousands of years, we are imbibed, like, we are playing these games, like, we were thinking that these are ours. Kabaddi, like kabaddi is ours, like, these kind of things. For example, if you take like, these African countries, like, Ethiopia, Kenya, like, these people, like, they are like, full-time marathoners, like, okay. If you see like if you see this 100 meters relay race, you see these people like, Usain Bolt or like, Powell, those are different people. So every set of people, there is their own game, like, this is theirs. They'll be more easier, adaptive to that. When it comes to mountaineering, if you see like, I mean, because these people like Europeans, it for them it started wherever generally, like, if even Americans, it went to America. Even Americans are climbing, it went to America. It's somewhere it started in Europe. It's where are Americans? No Americans. It's all, Europeans once went to that land and made it America. Otherwise, it's Europeans, like, whatever this Italian, Polish climbers are very good climbers. Like, French climbers are there. These climbers, this mountaineering, because of the Alps was spread all around. Okay, throughout, most of the, these European parts, they were, for their that mountaineering.
Yes, sir.
There. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, because of this, Alps was like, it was spread around the Europe, like, very long back. They are into mountains very long back. Okay. Even I can, I am not telling about any I mean, bad thing about any Indian climbers and all. Like, for us, like, it will take it started, it will take some time. Okay, because wherever you see on big mountains, there will be a Chinese camp or Japanese camp, okay, or some other climbers' name route, but never, we don't see any Indians. For us, it started very late. Okay, it will take now, like, it will take some time. It will take some. Now, if you see, right now, Indian mountaineering, and I can keep in this also. Okay, right now, whatever Indian mountaineering, whatever we are telling, like, I mean, if you see, like, just 100 years back, 19 1924, when Mallory lost his life on, when you compare Indian mountaineering now to 100 years back of George Mallory's climb, when you compare these two to that, these Indian mountaineering to that era of 1924, even from there we are hundreds of years back. Okay, so we are very behind when compared to, like, but it will take time. It started, it will take time. So that's what, like, like, first Indian expedition, civilian started like what, in early 2000s only. Before and all, it's all like, Navy, Army, like, police departments, so that's what, like, even change has to come there. Because if you see, like, any of the armed forces or police forces or whatever it is, like, they started expeditions, ITBP or whatever, all these government, central government related organizations, they started mountaineering expeditions. Okay, the civilians followed them. Okay, they climbed Everest. Okay, then civilians thought, "Arey, we have to climb." Like, civilians came into climbing. Okay, these people went to, I mean, Kanchanjunga. These people went to Dholagiri. So, like, even civilians motivated. I mean, we were motivated. Like, arey, our armed forces did this. Like, even civilians, like, went there. But now the problem is these armed forces, whatever government related, they stopped there only. They are not raising their bar. Okay. Even if you see every year Everest, people are, pitching these armed forces, they're coming to Everest, or Kanchanjunga. No, they have to try some, no, that's what, okay, now I'll see, in some days, civilians cross these armed forces, civilians will be far ahead than, but it has to come from, these kind of, because they are trained, they have lot of, you know, facilities. Okay, if they start thinking they have to climb without oxygen kind of things, they have to set an example, trying different routes. That's how it motivates other people, which is not happening. They have to raise their bar. All mountaineering institutions, kind of, everywhere, I still don't, there is one, I saw, one institute, they went to Vincent Massif and South Pole. See, I'll keep in this, if going to South Pole, it's basically a tour. Okay. So spending few instructors spending what 2.5-3 crore of rupees of see, you can say you spend, it's not, I'm not telling about you're spending some money, 3 crore spending to going to Vincent Massif and South Pole. Basically it's a tour. Okay. I institute or whatever it is, people going there, I'm telling any this central government related things, you're going there, you spend 10-15 crores, no problem. It's just my thought, I'm telling, it's not about money. Okay, you went to South Pole, there are many routes, you start there, you keep on exploring, you keep your maps. Okay, that's what you explore and go to the South Pole, not flying there to the last day, last before degree and walking there for 4 days. It's a tour. Okay. It's a tour, that's what people has to understand. You explore, you go. It's not about spending money. You spend. We are, I'm happy, at least my money is spent like this, but not going to tour, spending a lot of, these people has to raise that bar, which is not happening. Hope it may happen. They have to change their mindsets first. Even civilians,
Yes,
a lot of
I think
civilians I see.
it has started now
Yeah,
in our country. Yeah.
It started. It will
It is
take
going
some
to
time.
increase. It is going to increase. Yeah.
Yeah. Next generation will see wonders mostly. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yeah. So, any advice for people who want to start in mountaineering or to just start it out? Any advice for them?
Advice though, I've never advised anyone, or I just don't like this word advising, but
Yeah.
what to tell? Advice, huh?
Or suggestions? Anything
Yes.
you
Yeah,
would want to?
it's a
Yeah.
suggestion I can give. Advice, for me, I'm thinking it's a
Yeah.
big word to advise anyone.
Yeah.
Generally, people don't like advices and all. Okay. So suggestion though, that's what, whatever you want to do, it's not every time you have to aim for 8,000. Okay, you can aim for 6,000, you can aim for 7,000. There's a process for everything. You just follow the, make sure your fundamentals are strong. Okay. And make sure follow the process. If you follow the process, everything will be it goes normal. You even don't keep struggling. That's what I want to mention. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, sir. That brings us to the end of our podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Sure,
much
sure.
that you
Thank
took
you.
out
Thank you
time
very
to
much.
speak to us. It
Fine,
was
fine,
great
fine.
speaking to you, and all the best for your expeditions that you have planned this year. I hope
Thank
you
you.
successfully complete those expeditions. So thank you so much,
Sure.
sir. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Satya. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah.